If you have been following me, you have been seeing the videos I've made. It is either layers or local birds, sometimes pigs. And many people from Dubai, especially my followers from Dubai, outside the countries, Europe, Asia, all those countries, they have been asking me some questions. We are here outside here. I want to do a business for my family at home, back home. Maybe for my mother, for my sister outside there. How much can I do to start for a business? I usually tell them any amount works. Then one of you was specific and said, perhaps what can I do with 1 million Ugandan shillings? 1 million. How much can I do with it? What can I do with it? That is roughly $300 US, and that money is enough. Yes, this is Kataps once again. I am very passionate about poultry farming. I do other things, but poultry farming is in my blood. They say it is in my cells. It is in my DNA. So if you are here for the first time, please subscribe. If you have been here, share these videos, because I got this question from somebody else. Yes, let others also share. They know what we are doing here. Stick around till we come again from this short break. We shall be together. When you get 1 million Ugandan shillings, that is maybe $300 US. You want to do layers. You are very much sure that you want to do a summary before you do it, the budget summary of what you have to do. Number one, you must get the chicks at 5,000 each chick. That is 250 Ugandan shillings. Number two, you must consider a structure. You must construct for them. Use available materials. That means you must use about 150,000 Ugandan shillings. You must have to ensure that you have the feeds. The feeds take the biggest part of the money. That means everybody will take you 10,000 shillings. That means you have to have 500,000 shillings. So 500 plus 250 plus 150, you only have money left for vaccines, 50,000. Then you have only 50,000 balance for maybe light, water, just that emergency. Then you have your 1 million done. So in this video, I shall share with you the whole process, the breakdown of what you are to do. We are to do it in this way. If you're chanced to have 1 million Ugandan shillings, if you're chanced to have $300, today our conversion rate is 3,500 shillings for US dollars and Ugandan shillings. If you have that money, you can do very many things. By the way, today Ugandan government is doing what they call Parish development model. This model gives 1 million shillings to every person in the parish level. They give 1 million shillings, but they expect you to be having a home where you will put your business. When I talk about this parish model, I am not criticizing. I'm actually supplementing. The model comes in the community and selects people who form a circle or a group at the sub-county. Then the money from the central government is deposited on the account of the circle from the sub-county level. Then from that sub-county, there is a committee that is a vetting committee to see who should take that money. So that money is given to individuals on the parish level. So those people, individual people, are given 1 million Ugandan shillings. So that money comes and you have to do business. This is what you must do if you are to do poultry farming. You need money for buying chicks. With the layers, every chick today in Uganda, you take averagely 5,000 shillings. That is roughly around 1.7 US dollars. So with 5,000 Ugandan shillings, that means you get 50 birds times 5,000, that is 250 shillings to buy chicks only. With the chicks, what do you need else? You need to have a structure. You see, with construction, you need to have local materials. Look at this structure here. This structure, I use the timber. There's what you call makoko. When you buy timber, when you're cutting timber, there's that back part of the timber that they give you. That back part is relatively cheap. If a piece of timber is 10,000 Ugandan shillings, then the piece of a cork or the piece of the back of the timber is maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So you need to construct a structure which is 10 by 10 feet, because we say every layer bed accommodates 2 square feet. So you get 10 feet times 10 feet, then that is 100 divided by 2. Then you get 50 birds, which means a room you sleep in, the bedroom you have, can accommodate 50 birds if you're to do poultry using layer birds. That is enough with your money as a parish model beneficiary. Now, or maybe you got money from somebody in Dubai, somebody in Qatar, somebody outside sending you money from abroad to start a business. Maybe your grandson, your granddaughter, your mother has given some money. You are a graduate, so you start with 50 birds. Now, if you have that, to build a structure, you need the local materials, you need this mesh. You can see this mesh here. You need to ensure that the structure does not allow in rodents. You can say put this wood equally, almost on the same level, so that if a person comes and breaks in, the head maybe does not pass. Because you can see there is this wood here, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, so the head can't pass. Meaning also the cats can't pass because this mesh cannot allow the cats. Even the dogs can't pass. So you build your structure specifically to allow aeration, to avoid rodents, and enough spacing for your birds to play in, to play around in the structure. When you have a structure built at approximately 150,000, the small structure, only 3 iron sheets, some pieces of wood. You can even use local iron sheets, old iron sheets like these ones here. I have iron sheets which are old. You can use such. You buy iron sheet at maybe 6,000, 10,000. You use locally available materials. You can even use polythene paper to roof your house so that you don't have rain inside. Let us continue to stop having the habit of complaining. Let us stop the habit of complaining. So you have the birds at 250. You have the structure now at 150. We go to the feeding. The feeding of layers has 4 stages. Stage number 1 is the pre-starter level. Those pre-starter levels are from day 1 to 7 days. The pre-starter bird is very young. It is feeding on a feed conversion rate which is very high. It is digestible easily. It is high in protein. So these 7 days give them strong feeds. They're always pellets, and they're the best. So on this level, for the 70 days, the birds will move. After that level, they will move to the starter level. Then we'll go to starter feeds. These feeds start from 2 weeks up to 8 weeks. So you find your birds are now 2 months eating starter feeds. Usually you can either go into concentrates, you start mixing for yourself. But that's why you make the maize into small pieces. You tell them to give you starter maize. That small net that has small particles for the chicks to swallow. That's the starter level. And your chicks are eating very nicely for 2 months or 8 weeks. Then you go to grower. From 8 weeks up to 16 weeks, you give them grower. Avoid using broiler concentrates, because when the birds lay early, or actually when the birds eat concentrates which are made for broilers, they get that fat on the chest or down there. They get the fat. When the fat is like accumulated, of course they will grow at high rate. When you change into layers, they give the eggs early, but they are not yet ready for laying. The pelvis is not ready, so they end up getting the vent spoiled. They get the prolapse. When the bird is laying an egg, even the uterus comes out, and that's not what we want. So give them the layer feed from the 8 weeks up to the 16 weeks. That is the grower stage. They should be on layer feeds, especially 20% concentrates. If you don't have the concentrates, use soybean, use sunflower, use silverfish. We are talking about 20% protein. When you get 20% of the feed you have mixed, which is either fish, cotton, or sunflower, or soybean, if you get 20% of the protein content in whatever you've mixed, then you put a toxin binder, your feed is going to be very nice, very good. But if you have concentrates, life made easy. Now, from 16 weeks and above, we give them layers feed. But there is that stage of 16 weeks to 18 weeks where we give them layer. We give them this lime or calcium, which is only 5%. You don't make it a lot. If also only 5 kilograms in 100 in 100 kilograms of maize bran, only 5 kilograms, so that you don't have the eggs which are strong for young birds. That's what we call layer stage, from 16 weeks to 18 weeks. At 18 weeks and above, we give them layers feed, but we also have layer one. Layer one, give them the same formula as for grower, but you add on the lime. Layer one goes up to 20 weeks. Then from 20 weeks, you have layer two. Well, these layers will lay for you for 1.5 to 2 years. That's a big investment. You see, I opted for layers, not breeders or not creators, because I know layers are assets. When you have them and they have been fed, you get an egg every day. Imagine your grandmother getting at least 1.5 trays per day. You imagine, that's about 15,000 Ugandan shillings per day. And that's about 6,000 shillings net profit. I told you Ugandan shillings, 3,500 is equals to $1, $1 US. So imagine your parent, your guardian is getting 15,000 per day. That's good money for her. That's a good person. That's somebody who got good money from maybe Parish model, and now she's getting good money as profit. Now, with layers, the market is very easy because everybody's eating a Rolex on the market, on the roadside. They're eating Rolex, so they need your eggs. Eggs are easy to sell. Look at Ugandan market. Look at Ugandan population. These are people who are so poor, by the way. 70% are poor. But each one can afford an egg. At least they can all afford an egg, but not a bird. So if you're going to broilers, you may have your bird is not affordable. If you're going to broilers, you may have your bird is not affordable because many homes don't eat chicken at home, but they eat an egg. An egg is just 500 shillings Ugandan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500. And that is, everybody can afford that money. So your eggs, which are only about 45 eggs, are able to be finished per day. That's not a big deal. So please, if you want to go into layers, there are things you must consider. Number one, you must have the time. You must have to be sure that the feeds are there. You must have to vaccinate them. Vaccination, we ensure to get chicks from good suppliers who have pre-vaccinated chicks. They must be vaccinated against Marek's disease. And sometimes these days, they're even giving us chicks which are vaccinated with Newcastle and IB, infectious bronchitis. That is Marek's, Newcastle, and then infectious bronchitis. All of them are vaccinated. Then you can do on the third day, you also vaccinate Gumboro. And the 7th day, you also vaccinate Gumboro. You're making them strong. Yeah, then you repeat Newcastle after 14 days. You give them Newcastle plus IB now at 21 days. Then at 5 weeks, you give them smallpox. The problem we have, when you have a few birds, you tend to jump some medicines, some vaccines. You think that because there are not many, you can't afford to pay all that money. Like smallpox, we are buying the first medicine, the first vaccine, the smallest is about 18,000 Ugandan shillings. Don't dodge that one. Because I would have told you about organic farming, but I know many people are lazy once again. They can't look for the medicines. So you must vaccinate. Then at 12 weeks, we vaccinate for typhoid. Then we're approaching the beaking. At 3 months, you debeak your birds. Then you wait for the eggs. But of course, at 4 months, you also introduce in laying boxes. So the process is like you start by vaccination, you give them the feeds, you give them you debeak them, then you give the laying boxes. Then you have your birds at 1 million starting to lay for you eggs at 4.5 months. But of course, they give you 1 egg, 2 eggs. By 5 months, they are now 90% are laying for you very well. So please, don't ever think that you can't do anything with the 1 million Ugandan shillings for layers. So now you have your birds, you have the eggs, you are now into the market. You look for the market in this way. You go on the roadside, get the chapati makers, those who do Rolex. You talk to them, supply them eggs daily. There are those people who have shops nearby, these small kiosks, small stalls. Give them the eggs every day. Then you have these hotels. You can get a small restaurant which cooks breakfast and does eggs. Give them the eggs. Those are very key things in poultry farming. Today we have a problem in Uganda whereby the vaccines most of them are spoiled because of the poor supply of electricity. And people are not genuine also, by the way. So I usually tell people that for me, I went organic because the birds were dying even if they are vaccinated. So we have organic medicine, which I put in other videos already, that you do at least 18 plants to at least have your birds grow with or without vaccine. I can't discuss you from vaccinating because the plants I have are hard to get. I put the video that I do organic so that you can follow, so that you don't miss out. Either you vaccinate or you go organic, but I encourage you to choose one. You either for synthetic or for organic. If you're for organic, you must be very serious. Any mistake, your birds will die. So please, this is Kataps once again. Thank you for being here. Let's stay watching the videos till the end and we'll share them for other people to watch so that we don't miss out on our weekly video. Thank you so much. Till we meet again.